All right, teachers. I was going to send this out in an email, but I wanted to be able to make pretty quick, and I've been kind of trying to navigate everything that's going on here on campus, and there's been a lot of really awesome things with our staff. I really appreciated some awesome feedback. I've seen some great things from our staff and some huge turnarounds for our students. One thing that I wanted to implement is we are going through this idea of we're using soft referrals. Now, soft referrals are amazing because it allows for me to come over to be able to work with that student and to get that student back in their classroom. One thing that I'm noticing with that system that's a huge flaw is I'm one person, and if 3 people have a soft referral at the same time, I have nobody else to be able to get back to you to make sure that your classroom is not disrupted, to make sure that student gets back in your class and still has the opportunity to grow from that. So what I've decided to do is put together a list. Now I've talked to Mr. Backus and I've talked to a few people on campus, and Paige being one of them. She's our hall monitor, she's not a hall monitor, our monitor on campus. And I've asked to recruit her for a little bit of assistance. And what this looks like is simply this. If you have a soft referral, I will be there. I will do my best to get there. I want to be able to make sure that we readdress and address the concern in your classroom during that class period before that student goes to another class, to ensure that that student does not carry whatever happened in your class to the next class. More importantly, to make sure that they understand that that will not be accepted in your classroom and your classroom environment. So today was a perfect example. I had 3 situations pop up and I just was not available for somebody. And I want to be sure that I'm available for you. So I'm going to be very clear and concise in saying this. All right. My phone number, 623-826-5575. Paige's phone number, 623-521-3160. Those are the first 2 numbers that I want you to know, okay? Now, when you are having an issue or a situation on campus and you send me an email with the soft referral, there's no way I'll be able to get to that soft referral in time simply just because I don't check my email. I run around campus like a wild man, being able to help each individualized classes and teachers, trying to help out as much as I can. But with that being said, it's very hard to be able to continue checking my email over and over again. I appreciate the emails and I love to be able to see that. But if it's an immediate situation, I want to be there for you. I want to make sure that I'm there to make you have everything that you need. So the way it'll work is this. You have my cell phone number and Paige's cell phone number. If I am busy with a student and I'm dealing with something that is equally as important, much like an opportunity for coaching or mediation within a student, instead of saying, ooh, you know what, I'm not gonna be able to get back there, even through a text message or an email, it'll allow me to say, hey, listen, you know what, I'm dealing with this kiddo, however, Paige will be available. I'm gonna have Paige go over, and if I cannot be there, I'll have Paige go over. Now, let me be very clear in saying this. Paige's responsibility is to not do any type of behavioral type of recommendation. She doesn't give detention, she doesn't give referrals, she does nothing. Besides one huge piece, she helps to mediate the situation, helps to readdress the students' concerns with Boys Town, and she is there to help that kiddo understand what's going on, understand the situation, and get them back into your classroom to get ready to learn. I have instructed her very, very cleanly to say, if the teacher and student are not in the same wavelength by the time she feels comfortable to release that student back into that classroom, Paige will be taking that student into ISS, and I will take that student and I will personally take care of that soft referral. But I also want to make sure that everyone's needs are met. So what I'm going to ask is this. With Paige's permission, I've given her cell phone number out. If you need her for anything, it is right here. This is for emergency information during school business hours. All right? My cell phone number, you guys can call, text, do whatever it is, and I will be available as much as I can for everybody involved. If you can, first off, shoot a phone call to the front office, either with Val's extension or April's extension, to be able to make sure that the office knows what's going on. They will radio me and then follow up with a text message to me and or me and Paige That way that you have something in place to make sure that if the office does not, for some odd reason, is available, if they're not available to be able to reach out to you directly or to tell you what's going on, and you've got a situation going on right then and there that you need to be involved in, let's say it's a fight or something immediate, and you have an opportunity for a soft referral, just shoot me a text message or call the front office to get a hold of me and or Paige. We're both there to support you, and I'm going to be your number one advocate to making sure that I'm available for you in your classrooms. But if I'm not available, Paige will definitely help out. She will definitely mediate and help the situation, and I'm hoping that by the time this is all over the next 6 months, we take our amount of suspensions, our amount of ISS opportunities in the Batcave, and really whittle it down to trying to keep the kiddos in class and trying to keep them learning and keeping the environment of your classrooms healthy. So, with that being said, that's the layout, and I'll also place it in an email connected to this video. I know it was a little bit longer, but I want you to know that I'm here for you. And I will do anything in my power to make sure that you have the tools to be successful. If you're struggling with behavior in a classroom, don't struggle by yourself. Let me know. I would love to be able to come in, sit down, talk to you, work through it, talk about how we can do this. One of the very last things that I want to mention is if I come over for a soft referral, I like to be able to not interrupt class as much as I can, but sometimes that interruption just has to occur because the student's not moving or whatever the case is. When that is being said and the situation is being done, I will be completely honest in saying that Paige and myself are going to initiate this conversation. We're going to get the student out of the classroom. We're going to work through the concerns and issues. If we feel the student is ready to apologize to the teacher, we will allow that student to apologize to the teacher. But it will take about 30 seconds to a minute to ask that teacher to kind of step in the hallway while I'm potentially watching that class, so you and that student can have that interaction of bonding and or Paige to kind of keep an eye on that class while you're bonding with them and working through that apology, and then working together to get back in the classroom so you guys can start fresh with the conversation. And that's really the role here of these soft referrals. I have seen it work miracles, and I have seen some amazing things go on, but I'm only one person, and when there is so much opportunity of growth for our students that are occurring in each individualized class, I want to make sure that you are going to be supported as well. And not every single student is going to need a soft referral, but if you do give a soft referral, I'm automatically assuming you have gotten to that 6 to 8 steps of readdressing based upon these Boys Town skills. And as you have readdressed this 6 to 8 times, on the 8th time, hey, listen, you know what, I'm just going to give a call, we're going to get you taken care of. So please make sure that you do that 6 to 8 steps before we show up to a soft referral, because that's when we need to get involved and we need to find out exactly what's happening. But the very first thing I always do is I always ask the student what's going on, and I like to be able to get exactly the situation. And sometimes that's a little bit harder when the student is being so off kilter about a specific subject. So we'll do our best to be able to make sure that the kiddo ends back up in your class. And I always circle back around with the teacher. I'm sure if you've not already seen it, I always like to circle back around with the teacher and talk about the situation. Talk about what happened. What could we do to implement different types of Boys Town leadership skills, and how we're going to implement that to make sure that that kiddo doesn't have that issue happen again. And if he does, that's fine, right? But we're here and we want to make sure that you're supported, and we want to make sure our students are learning too. So I know it's a lot to take in, and I wanted to put it in email, but honestly, I'm sure you guys are really tired of being able to get emails, and I will make the email that's connected to this super short, but I want everybody to watch this video. And more importantly, I want you to know that we're going to call the office first, and then if the office doesn't get in contact, regardless of what happens, I'd like a text message. All right, but if you don't feel like you are comfortable sending a text message, at a minimum, we need to get a hold of the office. And if you cannot get a hold of the office, the only other option is right here. So take that all in mind, and I hope everybody has a fantastic day tomorrow in classes. And if you have any questions, I'm here on campus. I'll be here to help you, and I hope everyone's doing well. Thank you.